Hello, Volters.
Oh, sweet. We just made so many jokes that you guys missed.
Yeah, we had some real good
at
ones.
least 2 or 3 jokes.
How's everyone? Good. All right.
All right, we're good. We're great. We're good.
Doing good.
Cool.
Excellent. I like that. I don't know. I guess we'll start with. Oh, I have to say something at first, which is we can't talk about Stash because then we have to do a bunch of disclaimers and stuff. So what we're going to say is if you are interested in Stash, just go check out our website at stashinvest.com about the vault. So bring those questions and not investment questions.
This is not investment advice.
Yeah, there's no investment advice here, just the game.
Pure investment in our conversation.
Yeah,
Whatever that means.
Investment in the fellowship.
Investment in the fellowship, exactly.
Temple of Time.
Yeah, so for process here, I think, honestly, you guys can all feel free to just say what you want in the AMA chat, and I'll scan through and bring up questions and everything, and if we're not answering your question, you think it's really good, just yell at us, and maybe we'll answer it. We'll kind of go a little chaotic here. It'll be like a night with Dompe, maybe, but we can adjust it if it doesn't work. If you do put questions with the backticks around them, it'll be easier for us to see them, and then maybe keep general reactions and whatnot, which you're welcome to put in there, just as regular text.
Emojis.
Or emojis.
We love emojis.
Yeah.
Particularly fire emojis.
Should we introduce ourselves, or are we still like 3 nameless people? Is that cool?
Yeah, we can introduce ourselves. You want to start?
No, I was asking if it was cool if we remain
What do you guys want?
humans. Are we?
Are we ancients, or do you want to know our names, or?
Does that take them out of the experience if they know?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows?
Cool.
Okay.
Go for it. Can I start?
Yeah, sure, man.
So I'm just.
Oh wait, now there's
Keep the mystery.
We have
This is
multiple opinions. This is
Let's get some
this is
Upvote. Poll
upvotes.
going.
difficult. You guys
Upvote
are
on-
all different humans with different opinions.
Okay.
Names. Okay. Well, I'll start. There is a username in the Discord chat.
Oh, this is good.
Alan Termite. Hi.
Termite.
That's my alias. I guess I can't use it ever again though because now it's out there.
Yeah, you might have noticed a lot of Discord users that were just sitting there online for 12 hours a day. You're like, who are these people that aren't writing anything? Alan Termite is one. I was like, Volta was one of mine. And I was also just some garbled text that I matched on my keyboard that I don't remember the name.
Little B brought up when Alan Termite joined the
I was like,
joined the ARC.
I was like, oh no,
Look at-
they can
yeah.
see me. I think Cole was the username. They were like, Alan Termite. Hello, Alan Termite. It's like, oh no, I wasn't fast enough.
I'll call myself Dompe, I guess. Being that I'm very close and partial to him.
Yeah, your name shares the same amount of letters and the same first letter.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool.
One less
good.
accent.
That's confusing for me.
Okay, so I'll be
yeah.
Dompe, and then you'll be.
How about Spark?
All right, Spark, and we've got.
What does Leet sound like?
Yeah, can you speak in Leet?
That would ruin the rest of this AMA if I spoke like that. We've got a really highly upvoted question here. What is this?
Were you helping us from random Discord accounts? We did troll you guys a couple times. I did join as Soraya once when you guys were working on level 9 because someone else had joined as. I was like, that's really funny. So I did make a random account called Soraya. I don't know if there are any others.
But yeah, I don't think we ever said anything except
No.
from the official accounts.
I joined as Jim Raynor once when you were on the StarCraft puzzle. That was just another.
Basically, there's like 3 people in this Discord, and the rest was us.
Yeah, exactly. Earlier,
You guys get
from Barricados. We'll get through a lot of these, which was how long did it take you to create this ARG? Alan?
Sure. So little background-ish for me is an ARG of the scale in the past, but I have done similar things. I used to work at a record label years ago and weird guerrilla style campaigns for some of the bands that I was working with. So it's been something that I've been kind of interested in for a long time. Sparked, it was something I wanted to do as soon as I started working at Stash. In terms of how long it took, it literally took 2 days. I think the writing of the puzzles is what took myself and Dompe probably the longest amount of time. Your fake name.
Spark.
Spark. We'll go with Spark.
Yeah, you can probably speak a little bit more too.
Yeah, so I guess in terms of development, I'm the one who coded most of what you see in terms of what's on the website and the sort of controller mechanic. It was kind of a project that we did on and off maybe 3-4 weeks, I reckon.
About that.
And for us, it was always like a side project where we would, we'd have an hour here or there at Stash. We have other things we do at Stash. We would work on this here and there, and then we launched it about a month ago.
It was definitely a side project, and I think then it turned into taking over our lives once it launched. It was 24/7 after that.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because I remember seeing people post messages like, "Oh, my girlfriend's so pissed at me. My husband, like, I haven't spoken to him in like a week. He's gonna divorce me." And then I was thinking, "Oh man, my wife hates me right now."
Yeah, we were in the same boat very much.
No, it's
kind of after that. There's a question. I just want to try to get to everyone. Which this kind of comes from, which is how much was improvised. Improvised answers with our password entries. So definitely, I can speak to this doing a lot of the writing with you guys on Discord. We did a lot of improvisation, a ton. We always had a roadmap, and we always had ideas before we would give you guys clues, but we never knew exactly where we would end up. And I think one of the things we really wanted to do was we wanted to go where the community wanted to go, and we wanted it to be and feel real. And if everything had been scripted before in terms of how we gave clues and when we gave them, because we didn't know where people would get stuck. Some things that you guys did take a long time and vice versa. So like you asked specifically about the passwords for the ARC. Saw that you guys were going to ask about those passwords, and we were like, okay, let's come up with some funny stuff for that. So it definitely depended on what it was, but I don't know if you guys want to talk about improv at all.
Yeah, that's fair. It was a lot of like guys and reacting to it, and kind of you guys drove a lot of the story once we got to a certain point in the game.
Yeah,
especially in terms of like clue mechanisms.
Let's see what's next. I loved the controller / button input system you guys put together. Was there more planned for that? Like maybe actually playing a game with it in the browser? It's from less than 3.
Trying to think. Yeah, add more levels. The actual functionality of the controller, if we had more time, we were going to have it actually interact with your cursor a little bit more. We're going to build real.
I don't think our product team would let us spend any more time making it any more functional than it was. So one of the big, if you're interested, one of the big sort of development challenges was where you can input buttons, and there are solutions, but the solutions weren't immediately obvious if you were poking through the source code. Because when you send poking around the source code, some people are going to find the answers. So building up the back end for that was sort of very difficult in a way that validated code inputs and like provided answers, and was still a really engaging experience. And so building a game on top of that, I think might have been too much. Maybe for Vault 2.
Maybe. I think also one of the things that we loved about this system was it's fun to make one system and then kind of bend it and have it have complex solutions, right? Like the controller is great because, well, for video games is that you can kind of get a lot out of one system. So I think that was a
Totally.
cool thing.
Yeah, and we tried to make it where it vaguely stated what system it was, not only because of copyright infringement, but we always wanted to be kind of a little vague and on the nose. Like maybe one button would change per level.
6.4 controller.
Yeah.
And we tried to be kind of flexible with it, and we tried to stay true to the platforms with the game that was relevant to each level. So we had the keyboard for StarCraft, and we had an Xbox controller for Halo, and even that was something cool, I think, that we did.
Basically, we would just nag you and be like, can you please build an Xbox controller? It was like 2 days before launch, and you're like, but can't we just use this like other one?
Oh, kind of a funny thing for the Mortal Kombat level. We did QA for the initial controller portion of the game of a couple days right before launch. So we basically had to go through and make sure every cheat code we were referencing was right. And as you can imagine, that was kind of painful to enter some of them, especially like
James Bond.
GoldenEye
James
ones.
Bond.
One error we realized was in Mortal Kombat that you have to press the select button. And we didn't have a select button on the controller. So it was last minute change. We had to sneak that in there.
Yep, that was funny. We have a question about from ORU Music, one of our mods, originally off-road unicycler, but now a musician apparently as well. Very exciting.
That's a
Didn't realize.
talent.
Yeah.
Off-road unicycling and
Do we demote ORU Music to a minstrel now? Right? I don't know.
oh,
Or do we
The
give?
philosophers.
Both minstrel and. What the heck was with the Ocarina of Time clue? Why KNOW instead of NO? And we were pretty sure about the whole Parliament thing referring to Kapora Gabora. What was the Phantom N and just us referring to? I can talk about this, having written that riddle. So
yeah. What does that mean?
What does it mean? So one of the things in the game, which I'm sure you guys started to understand pretty quickly, is that it gets harder as you go on and it scales. Just like the Richter scale or an earthquake scale, it starts to be magnitudes, and those matter. So riddles force you to look at words in every meaning, and so with no and no, it meant both things actually. So Spark had talked to me about how every time you learn a song in Ocarina of Time, pretty much the owl is there, Kapora Gabora, and this idea of hinting at songs of being like, you have to know that there is a parliament here when you learn the songs is one part of the riddle. And then the other part of it is that actually when you learn Soraya's song, it's one of the songs where the owl isn't there. So you have to know what parliament here is, and it's just us. And so that's a hint. And then also when you meet Soraya as a sage, the rest of this, it's someone, an astute user, and I don't know who it was, astute hero, pointed this out, that maybe the parliament referred to the 7 sages. And that was the idea, that are wise, they're like owls, and that's why Gabora was an owl. And so there's only one sage with you, and that's the first sage, who is Soraya. And then Phantom End, and I think a lot of people nailed this, which is just know when Phantom Ganon is killed in the game. Sorry, know when Phantom Ganon is killed in the game, and at the end of that is when you meet Soraya. So as she becomes a sage, and it's just us. It's the 2 of you. So a lot of different meanings there.
Sorry, iTruth just made it laugh.
I haven't even looked at what the reactions are. I'm like so scrolled up on this. So that's the answer to that. It's not KNOW and it's not NO. It's actually both. But when you write it in source code, you have to. So, anyways. Who solved Act 1 the first time? We can't say who, I feel like.
It was solved before the Fellowship.
It was solved before the Fellowship. I know that sounds like I've seen things like, oh, it's the real genius. But once you know you guys killed it once you knew the manual. So someone just found out it was the manual before you. Use the initiate poem, which is on the Halo level, to figure that out maybe. But I don't know. Because we don't want to single out people, I guess.
We've done that before.
We've done it before with Barricados when everyone turned on him.
That was grim. That was bad.
That was very grim.
In the Fellowship. It was sold by someone in the Fellowship,
Yes.
but we can't.
But we're not going to say who it was. Where the heck did slime floppers come from?
Hey man, that's you again.
Yeah, that's you. That's total improv. Alina's question earlier, total improv. And one of the things that was awesome with the Fellowship is we built characters, right, over time, and you guys helped us do that. And we kind of had this idea of like, what if there was this robot that loved like Alice in Wonderland and all this stuff, and then also was on a really remote installation and didn't know what fish were. Really ignorant yet really smart robot.
Yeah.
So
I think you asked what Earth was.
Yeah.
At one point, just anything on this planet was just kind of considered outside the knowledge of Spike, which
Yeah.
I really enjoyed.
okay, let's see. Why was there hardly any interaction with the other companies? I'm not sure what that means.
That's
Wait,
probably talking about the keys.
is that
Right,
talking about
no,
the keys? Well, we can talk about it even if
Yeah,
it's
we
not.
can talk about that. Yeah. Small, scrappy company, and we had big ideas and kind of a low budget to make this happen. Our intent was to create these really weird, cryptic, retro video game boxes that you guys are all familiar with, and them to different press outlets in hopes that they would write about us, because we wanted to build a really strong community and we wanted as many people to know that this was the thing that exists. Quite work out clearly as we had hopes that it would, but we thought it was worth a shot. To writing the actual copy in the manuals, we logos that reference the games, and a lot of that was just pure fun for us.
Yeah.
But a couple of the companies ended up responding, but
We had really positive feedback from them.
Yeah.
They just didn't write anything.
yeah,
Just
it would be
lame.
stuff like, yeah, they would write us back and be like, "Oh yeah, we're all checking out the vault. Good stuff, guys."
Like, yeah, gold star.
Certainly when Toby Games found the vault for me.
That was hilarious.
just doing that for me was just validation that the entire project was worth it, and just
Yeah,
That was great.
And as that was happening, we emailed him a new clue right on the spot.
Yeah. That was
so
fun.
a lot of our thinking was just like happening. How do we react to it and make it bigger, make it cooler?
And I think, a question as to what the keys were maybe is they were originally the manuals, which was a way to help people through the levels. We figured like we would have to clue more later, but you can't decide what those clues are going to be, like we already said,
Yeah.
because we just didn't know. Like, what if you guys found the Diablo manual like right away?
yeah,
Someone suggests, like Barricados, as you know, suggested it right away, and like
Right.
it got skipped over. So
Yeah.
like we just couldn't decide what those clues are. So
and
that's
you
why
also
we-
can't decide when they're going to get discovered.
Yeah,
Right?
you
so it, you can build something and then release it to Toby Games, and it's something that the Fellowship found 3 weeks ago, right?
or won't find for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Right?
right,
It's like
which
the
is-
most
which also
useless thing ever.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they don't even know there's a riddle, and he's like
Right.
giving the answer for
Right.
it. So
I mean, there were whole threads on the source numbers when people were stuck at level 8 or something.
Right.
And it's like, this is just going to be nonsense to you.
yeah, it's not going to make any
It's
sense.
not going to make any sense.
Cool Cap asks, was Discord a surprise? I think so.
Barricados, shout out.
Yeah. Barricado started it, and we wanted to follow the community. And so, right after it got started, to see if there would be interest, and there was. And so then we jumped in, and apologies, barricaded us for not being there right away. But we think we jumped in pretty quick. And it forced us to change a couple of things here and there and how we did them. But playing the Mega Mix and Hot Mix over the audio was a much cooler way than just releasing files, and Discord instead of kind of doing like a clue-based messaging thing was a minor change that I think was really positive. And it let us interact with you guys on a real-time basis, which I think everyone seemed to enjoy.
It was a really cool platform for us because we had, like, when we had designed the game, positioned the Reddit to be sort of the forum for discussion where people would post theories and clues and things like that. And then when the Discord came out, we're like, oh, this is cool. This is real time. People are discussing it. People are talking about it. There's a voice. And it opened up a whole new realm of possibilities for us for dropping clues and things like that. So
yeah, it got crazy, like at a bar. Like I remember one night I was actually at a bar, like dropping clues at like midnight or something. So, but anything you want to say about Discord, Alan?
Yeah, I was familiar with Discord a little bit prior, but really used it myself. So it was cool. I think Dompe really touched on the fact that it was all about the community that ended up evolving around this game, and it always, like, we started with a Reddit just because we thought that'd be a good place to start, but this ended up on Space or something.
MySpace it is.
Maybe we wouldn't follow you there, but
Tom would.
Tom.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, which one of you has the cow obsession?
What's his name?
So maybe you should-
Vincent.
Vincent.
Maybe you should explain
Yeah, right?
the cow reference and what the
Yeah.
cow reference
Is that,
Yeah,
that-
Vincent Metzen. C. Vincent Metzen.
Yeah.
I mean, the cow obsession is this. Talk about specific investments, but I can say that there is a certain company that C. Vincent Metzen worked for. No, Blizzard Games has a ton of cow references, and it's throughout everything: StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft, and it's this kind of like Easter egg that then became a rumor that then they actually turned into an Easter egg, and it's really funny. And then Spark figured out that. And then we figured out that Moo Moo Farm was the original name of the cow level. And then Moo Moo Farm is also the Mushroom
track,
Cup
Mario
track.
Kart.
So we love that like double meaning.
Mushroom track too.
Mushroom track too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If you played the game at all, you'll recognize that double meanings in general is something that we try to play into a lot.
Sonic has rings, Halo has rings, right? Like as many
We
times.
explicitly said track because we knew you guys would focus on track as in music.
Yeah,
And you totally did.
Konami code, that's like the most famous one. This has like 50 emojis reactions on it, so we should answer this one. Why no Konami code?
Oh, why no Konami code? So we actually did intend to include the Konami code, but as more of a troll. And that's probably why, like, some of you guys probably saw the Contra manual that we sent out and stuff too. But in Contra, when you did the Konami code, you got 30 lives. You got 60 lives. And if you did it a third time, you got 90. And then it maxed out at 99. So our original intent was that if you try the Konami code on during any point in the game, a 30 would just appear in the corner of the screen. 60, 90, 99. And that would like completely mean nothing. And it would follow you throughout your session in the game. So if you're just hanging out.
Cookies? Yeah,
Cookies? Yeah, that cookie would just I can't talk. I'm not talking about cookies
Just-
anymore.
Say cookie again.
Cookies.
Cookies.
I think one thing we discovered when we did early testing of this game, and yes, we did test this game, that would be a lot of people's first intention. Because like, oh, I need to push something on this controller, what am I going to do?
Like everyone.
And so it was kind
Everyone.
of, we didn't implement, and one of the reasons we didn't implement it was because you know, if you're seeing this game for the first time,
Is cruel the word that you're looking for?
it was cruel. Because you enter the Konami Code, you're like, oh, 30, that must mean something.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't do this to people on level 1. That would just be absolutely cruel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Spark was always the one pushing for us to be a little more kind.
No, it's,
Call it UX.
Call it-
Call
Yeah,
it
no.
UX, call it what you will.
well, and before we go to the next question, I think it's a good point. Like we did test this, and it's interesting. You know, we had people. We wanted this to be playable for everyone, and obviously not everyone was going to have the full commitment to the end. We knew that different skills and logics and thought patterns and whatnot, but Labyrinth to be playable by everyone. We wanted like the first level of like shooting, and then like they're too tough, but if you could figure it out, it was pretty rewarding. And then we knew that level 3, that's where it kind of the first big jump was, where you're doing something kind of like thinking or something.
So to put that into like a little more context, 75,000 people attempted to play the vault. I think there were 300 people
Yeah.
that made it to the final stages.
Yep. Those are the numbers.
7 million codes, I think, rented.
Maybe even
8
over.
million.
8 million. Let's call it
8 million
8
codes or
million
so.
people. 8 million codes, I should say.
Are they going to let you do a vault 2? Have you watched the video at the end? To do something. Stay tuned, I guess, would be the response. If you do this again, will you be able to do a more broad real-world interactions, Dante's thinking spot, the light statue, etc.?
Oh, the statue.
I can speak to this that
What's the statue?
the statue was
This is one of my favorite
was it?
things that happened.
yeah, go.
Okay. So our office is near Madison Square Park. It's like literally where we work. So we kind of use that as our at least one clue.
One clue, yeah.
What's the name of the statue again?
Uh,
The light statue. So someone took a photo of the Eternal Light Flagstaff. Thank you, iTruth. And it literally said heroes like engraved into it. And when I saw that, I was like, things tying together like time is a flat circle.
yeah, that was amazing. I think we want to do more real world clues, and we would have done more. We had a couple rules for them, which is one, if the person didn't share, we were going to share the clue no matter what really quickly, because we didn't want anyone to be at a disadvantage. Luckily we had, I don't know if IC is here, but other people too, but IC showed up a ton. I don't think IC is here, which is awesome. We actually had an employee in compliance who like helped us put the Dante's ghost shovel out for the original shovel clue out,
the OG shovel.
and made eye contact with IC as they put it out.
Pre-ghost shovel.
Yeah, pre-ghost shovel. So we would love to do real world interactions. There's a lot of tricky things around it with contests, and because we don't want to give anyone advantages, but they are awesome.
Yeah, maybe we just have to open up more offices.
Yeah. Turns typing for Dante, Spark, Doc, and the Chronicler was each character assigned to one person who did all the lead speak.
Huh, who did all of that, Dante?
Who was Dante?
With like a
This
peanut gallery being like, oh, you should
Do
type
this,
this, maybe.
Yeah. It was all at midnight. It's like we couldn't even get in a room. And do
I know.
It was just a Slack channel. Say this.
Say this, do this way. Yeah, it was always at night, and I would write from all the accounts. I know you guys saw me make a couple mistakes. I apologize. It's like 3 or 4 windows.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah, I can type in lead.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, we did it live. I can type in like 30 words a minute in lead speak now, which is a cool skill that I've added to my resume. Switch between them, and it wasn't too bad. It was fun. And then I would talk to these 2 guys, and they would be like, oh, say it this way. And so they were really good at coming up with kind of the ideas for what to say, because I was just so focused on like not messing up, and then I would just kind of frame them in the character's voice or tone.
I think my favorite point of having like live conversation with Discord via, was it Dante or was it the Ghost Poet at that point? But at an event in the office every Thursday, we just like
It was
we
the
had
retirement
demos and
party.
walk through stuff.
It was Dompe's retirement party.
Yep. We did it live in front of the whole company while a mariachi band performed like 5 feet from our heads.
That was amazing. I forgot about that. Oh god.
Yeah. And that's in the photo. You can see if you pull up the. Thanks for last night, folks. I think we posted once in the
About
announcement.
last night.
About last night.
That got deleted because of the email, but we could post it again
Posted again.
without
Okay.
my email in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you get any emails?
I got no emails, so props to the heroes for
Yeah.
not flooding me with
The
emails.
fellowship is strong and kind.
Yeah, very kind. Discord and Dompe's house added in later. Who wants to talk about this? The Arc Discord was because you guys had gotten to Discord, but just kind of that being the link as opposed to linking to a clue. But Dompe's house had
Yeah, so Dompe's house as you know it wasn't what it became,
yeah,
but the Yellow Brick Road secret was always there.
right.
Mm.
So we edited, but we never we edited, put it that way.
Yeah.
It said blah 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 blah. Okay. How did you know things were solved? Page view count. I can talk about Act 1.
Yeah. Or maybe before that, right? When we knew things were solved. So we have analytics on our site.
Yeah, go.
And when we first launched, see every different level had a different URL, right? So we could see requests to those different levels. It scared us when we launched, which some people may not know was about a month ago, was when we first launched the whole thing, Google Analytics, yeah, that's what it was, was that there was one guy in Texas, I think it was, who got through the first 8 levels 4 hours or something.
Just
he solved
crushing
everything up to GoldenEye and was just crushing it. And we're like, this is a problem because we've got this whole campaign that we've poured our lives into for the last few weeks. And then he posted all the solutions on Reddit. And so we could have had an eye on where people were and what levels they were up to, simply because we could see what you guys were on.
Yeah, and then for the riddle, so I see that people asked a lot about like how do we know that Act 1 was solved. So originally, it was supposed to be 3 acts. Final riddle, but we had multiple private messages, I think, from some people who are here, about different portions of it, and then we had one person who had actually solved the entire cipher and messaged us, and we got a lot of we got a lot of DMs about like, what does this mean and stuff.
Everyone be sliding into our DMs.
Yeah, everyone.
I think one thing we underestimated though was how seriously people would, because we launch it and we're like, oh, it's gonna be a fun little puzzle. Some people get into it. Just
Nuts.
people would work on it, and because you could see the hours that people were spending on these pages, and they would work on it till 3 a.m, and then they'd be up at 7 the next
The
day.
longest
and then
session
they'd be
was
working
over
on it.
4 hours, right?
Yeah.
4 hours.
We had a lot
Active-
that were
actively
over 4.
playing.
Yeah.
Active. That means like they're pushing buttons, right? So we changed riddle 1 though, Act 1, because someone solved it relatively quickly to the fellowship, and we made the call to be like, okay, we know they solved this part, so let's make this Act 1. And they couldn't figure out how to level the script, much like everyone else.
That's me.
Yeah.
Call out to level the script memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those
Oh,
are-
I saw one question of what was your favorite meme earlier.
Oh, do it. Take it.
I liked the one of the guy shooting. It's obviously Doc. Shooting Dante.
Shooting Dante.
It's like, oh, dearly departed Dante. That was my favorite.
What about you?
One about the hot mix that I thought was really
Oh,
funny.
with the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. I liked the one leap boy versus like
Yeah.
hundreds of gamers or whatever.
A
working it.
well-crafted email address.
Yeah.
Versus 1337.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Final night and all right enough. Just give it to them kind of night. That's an interesting question. Was the final night, like where we gave a bunch of clues, all right enough, just give it to them kind of night?
It was Sunday, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to get people on the right track. We also, like, everyone was on the final bit. It was like there was one thing left to do. So how long can you stretch that content out? We didn't want it to get boring. We didn't want it to get stale. And there's this thing where when we give people clues, a lot of the time actually, because it's really hard to give people clues, you drive them farther from the solution. Because now you have a new puzzle to solve, and if you solve it and you get like some answer and you think of it in a different way than we thought of it, away. So we wanted to get people on the right track, and I think the reason is like, look, one person solved it. This wasn't like the fellowship got it all at once. There was one person. So that to me tells us that it wasn't just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think playing into this idea of like, people had to work together. Thing that not one single person had the skill base to be able to solve every single part of the game on their own. And that was our intention. So we were always trying to be forward at the same time if we needed to, if that didn't happen naturally on its own.
Yeah.
I feel like we can talk about writing clues forever too. Like that was something that was really challenging for me.
Yeah.
Because we always had good intentions in it, and we always tried to do something that would just make that light bulb go off for one person, but time and time again, like something else would happen. Like there was one word that we used that we probably shouldn't have, that just
Spiral.
set people down like 3 million rabbit holes forever.
It just
And we would just be like,
Just like,
oh
oh,
no,
what
what
did
have
we
we
do?
done?
What did we do? I know. Snuggles wants to know if we're going to release a physical version of the manual. Physical versions that were sent to all the press.
Yeah, I totally went down to Kinko's, printed out all those bad letters myself, hand cut and stapled them.
A couple left.
Yeah, maybe one left. I'm not convinced that the ones we sent out were ever even looked at.
Some of them were. Some of them were.
Some. Well, right, because that's how they found the site.
Yeah.
No, some were looked at. But all the manuals are real. It wasn't one manual document. We sent you kind of the summary
Yeah,
version. They were different manuals for different games.
the important pieces. The pixels on the inside cover. Was one day where everyone, the fellowship, was just like going ham. Just like, what do these pixels mean? Can we lay them on top of each other? Is it a QR code? Can you put them together like Voltron? Is it Voltron? Probably. I don't know.
Make a super manual.
Sometimes I'm just saying things.
Level the script.
Yeah.
Level it.
Is this how I level the script? Do I put all these pixels from the inside of the manual together to level the script? They didn't really mean anything except that it was a design decision, color, and pixel art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of our designers that she actually designed all the different variations of the Vault logo, and she did the manuals for us, and it was really just
She did a great job.
her riffing on things. And
Yeah, and all the Vault logos are like the text. If you guys didn't see any of them, they're the text from the games, basically. So like, there's a StarCraft version-ish.
Cool.
Live community versus Reddit. I feel like we answered that. Toxic. What would you have done if we hadn't salted by May 1st?
we would have just kept going.
Yeah, there was an urban legend that the that the contest expired.
I think
first.
the way the legalese was written,
Yeah, it has to be like a month is like the length of a sweepstakes contest or skill-based contest, and then it resets, but it doesn't actually mean
It
anything.
doesn't actually reset. And people are like, are they going to make a new vault? It's
New-
like, yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
you guys were saying that, and then
New vaults.
like I just had all these like night terrors thinking about writing new puzzles in no time.
So ORU music, the off-road unicycler. Is there going to be a part 2, or is that just speculation? Is there
Part
going to
two?
be part 2, or is that just speculation?
Oh, there's gonna be part 2.
There's going to be a part
There's
2.
gonna be
I
part
wouldn't
2.
call it part 2. I would call it 2.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the vault 2. The vault
Yeah.
squared. I heard someone,
We're square,
someone
maybe.
described the vault
yeah,
as
we're yeah. Vault square. So it's actually gonna be. So it's Vault 16.
Vault
Write
16.
write this down, guys.
Were there any bug fixes that needed to happen? Something given away too soon, a level breaking, server issues from us hugging it too hard.
I was a little worried about the codes. So
You never
when
told us
when
that.
you guys, yeah, I tried to keep that protected from you guys.
I could have handled it.
On the engineering side, we were a little bit concerned, especially when we started to try and find the right email. But no, we held up okay. I think at our peak, 600 attempts at the vault, to give you an idea of the kind of load that we had to deal with. So 600 seconds is a lot, but you know we can.
The only bug was in my cipher.
That was the big brother.
Which was
Four equals 4.
fur equals
Four
4.
equals 4.
It was supposed to be FOR as kind of a like just being tricksy.
Right.
Or I apologize.
I remember when you hit me up and you're like, "Oh no, I've made a grave mistake."
I was so worried. Yeah.
People were reading into it too, though. Like,
And like double
check.
checking that cipher is the worst experience on the planet.
Right.
So
You have to do it manually.
you have to do it manually. So
I liked the Conker's Bad Fur Day
yeah,
cover up. That was
we even
good.
talked about
That was
getting
good
that
crisis
into
control.
here.
Yeah, we originally wanted that to be a level. Stash is kind of family friendly, a little bit.
Yeah.
I like families. I have a family. So, because we were kind of using this cheat code mechanic, Conker's Bad Fur Day cheat codes, and you'll understand why I made the decision not to include it in our game. But we got it in because of Dompe's grave mistake.
Yeah,
So
it's very
that's
grave.
I think
one
someone
of my
else.
favorite games growing up.
Oh yeah, it's a classic. Someone else asked about the GTA level. Why that was?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Well, do you want to talk about that? Why?
GTA, I guess, was originally going to be in it, and then we came up with a really lame puzzle, and then we replaced it,
Yeah.
and then we left the audio file in and back to it. I mean, it was fun to do the cutting room floor. So that was Spark's idea, was cutting room floor website. So then I had to like email them to become a mod on it, so I could add an article.
Really?
And they were like, your formatting is terrible.
You told me we were slacking or whatever, and you're like, "I'm in."
I
They,
mean,
they let me in.
they let me in.
They're all of the mods are watching me right now.
They were watching me make this page about. They finally were like, "Wait, you're the developer." And I was like, "Yes." We thought it'd be fun to contribute, and then I think they were like, "This is really stupid." But
My favorite thing of that was like the first line was something really innocuous, like the vault is the first ARG from Stat, and people were like, it's the second sequel confirmed.
Yeah.
There's a second one. It's coming out.
it's the first, right? The first of many.
Yeah, the
Right?
first of many.
Yeah.
Path continues.
So we wanted to put GTA in, but we had deadlines and whatnot. That's probably the simplest answer. But we left the music in, which was funny. That's a little clip from
You spent a lot of time adding all that reverb.
yeah,
Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong. This is one of the original GTA 3 audio clips on Pro FM. Pro FM, I think it was called. I can't remember. And it's Stretch Armstrong. That was the one I always listened to.
Yeah.
So Snuggles asks moo 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 moo. Response. How did you
Is that
eventually?
elite moo or is that
It was a Roman
a standard?
characters.
Yeah, standard Roman
Arabic
character.
Arabic
Oh.
alphabet. Yeah.
Okay.
How did you eventually wear me down into opening a Stash retirement account?
We're not
Oh,
allowed
is
to
that
talk
right?
about that.
We can't talk about
Yeah,
that.
Check out Facebook Live.
Yeah, exactly. Are there cow references in Overwatch? I don't know. I play, but I don't think so. That's a good question.
Who make the Cheshire Cat puzzle? That was a group effort.
Yeah,
I think you, Spark, suggested a puzzle.
Itself, like the actual puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I started making. I was like, you know, what would be trippy. Have you ever seen these images with all the circles and like
they
the
move.
shapes are
Yeah.
kind of offset, so they look like your eyes are bleeding? Eyes bleed. And I don't know if you guys said no or yes, but my brain melted after I started building it. And then Dompe was like, "Oh, we should put the Cheshire Cat overlaid on top of it." And then I was like, "That looks like throw up." Let's do it.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Initially, I think when I first started chopping it up, a really stupid number of pieces.
it was like 3
I
years
was
later.
like, Spark was watching me do it, and he was like, "Dude, that's like 400 characters. Like your grid is too tight." And I was like, "Oh." I just had no frame of reference for how long this would take anyone.
Yeah.
So we made it 117,
Yeah,
I think,
Master
to
Chief.
play into Halo.
Yeah, I don't think anyone picked it up. Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
got that. They
They
got
did.
that. What they missed though, the one number reference that I don't think anyone picked up was the Yellow Brick Road. People would say, "Oh, press and hold left," but actually you have to press it
413.
413 precisely.
400.
413. There's great care put into the fact that you press it 413 times to go.
10 plus hours.
10
I'm
hours for it.
so sorry. It was worth it for one person. I'm a TV shared the wealth.
Yeah. And the thing with that puzzle is, right, like we knew that puzzle, if you saw it, kind of give away the last
That's what we thought.
answer.
We thought you'd solve it and it'd be like,
It'd be like
Bang.
quick. So, we knew it was a hard puzzle to put together, but we thought the reward was really good. So that was kind of the idea there. And that if you actually took the time to overlay it, obviously the fire emoji is a little tough, but
oh, that's Overwatch.
the only other thing about the Cheshire Cat puzzle that goes into character, which is like any good game or story has good characters, and it's cool to have the Cheshire Cat and have
Yeah.
him kind of be the Cheshire Cat. And so he was kind of like, we like this idea of Doc employer and having these like employees. And
I think initially Doc was never evil.
no, not at first.
Yeah. He was just, misunderstood.
Maybe he still is. Who knows?
It's like Spark was.
Everyone
well,
hated Spark at
yeah.
first.
I kind of still do. But
One of the things that never got talked about, since we're on Spark, and then we can go to the next question.
Spark is my favorite story.
I love Spark. Chime in during the Mega Mix if you guys remember. Our Spark is going to jump out to go to the bathroom for a minute. But one of the things about Spark was that, if you remember, he would jump into the Mega Mix channel and play the hot mix randomly before anyone had gotten even past the end of the first act.
I don't think anyone really knew that's what was happening.
Yeah, and so that was kind of a cool way. It never really panned out, but we wanted to show that there was like this larger world out there and that there was another mix, and people recorded it and they saw like a couple things. But in retrospect, he was coming in to try to help and show that like there was more out there. We did not discover another hidden page, perhaps. I feel like we can't answer that. Actually, I missed one. DJ Bradford had a cool question. Any advice for those of us continuing in the fellowship, making our own ARG? Should speak to this, I feel like, Alan.
Let's see. I think finding the right people. I think it's really challenging to. Yes, I think you need. I was fortunate to have a couple people help me out on this one, if not more at some points. But it's someone that you can bounce ideas off of. You need to be able to write puzzles and have people try them out for you. Just
Yeah.
see like how people actually react to them. Things that I've done in the past were like way simpler than what I'm doing here. So I think the way to do it is just start small. Throw something into the world and like really weird people out, get a reaction,
And see where it goes.
see what happens, you know?
Yeah, and I think one of the best things about you're making riddles, and I'm no expert, but is this idea of taking simple things and then building complex solutions out of them. Controller is a simple mechanism that you can do a lot of things with, like ciphers are simple things. Try to like you're not, but if you want to do it live, like chats and stuff like that, it is a lot of time and effort.
But fun.
It is fun, really fun.
Yeah, I think our ARG ended up being cool just because it had simple constraints that you were playing within and things that were familiar.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't really give you that much information besides controller, URL, and maybe some source code hinting.
Yeah.
But we did that all the time. Like our mechanic was we would repeat these things over and over again and teach behaviors as well. We taught people to look at the source code. That's not a behavior that you've never built a website. Like that's not something that you're familiar with. So we tried to like people how to play our game.
Right. I mean, after the two other, I think about are the first path continues, then the email comes from the ancients. Path continues like in 5 minutes, right? Because they know they've figured the riddle
We've seen
out.
that mechanic before.
Exactly.
I think I have a feeling that this ARG was a lot of our players' first ARG.
The Brit asked also. The second part of the question was, any other ideas we couldn't implement? Were there any other puzzles? We talked about
There was
Command and
one we
Conquer.
wanted to do. Oh, or puzzle like games.
Well, just any other ideas?
There was one mechanic we wanted to do that we had legal pushback on us, and that was the number on Doc's site that some of you called. We wanted to because we can see who's calling. We wanted to play around with maybe text messages or calling back or leaving some kind of hidden clue like
that would
that.
have been cool.
Yeah,
Which
I can't
would've been
remember what
cool.
the clue was, but yeah,
That would have been so cool.
I can't remember what
yeah,
that
legal wouldn't let us do that.
was. Yeah, so
It
we-
would. I think it
we
would have
couldn't
freaked you
stand
guys
you
out
guys.
too because you would have probably forgot that you called Doc's phone number. Trying to think what else. So the games that we chose in general, I guess I could speak to that a little bit. Like I had to pull from the companies within the ETF that we were planning on releasing. Like iconic games that were easy to write puzzles for, or maybe not easy to write puzzles for. I think clearly weren't easy for us to make, but actually worked. You know, like there were some other ideas, like Tomb Raider was one that was an iconic game. Assassin's Creed at one point, a couple others. GTA was kind of challenging to write the right puzzle to as well.
Asks, are you going to include you to me and Eternal Fire above and below as a password in the vault too? Yes,
Sure.
Yeah.
sure.
That is also one of my favorite things.
That's the
from
best.
this.
It's the best.
Doc sites literally look like scam sites. So not only did I design the vault, but I also designed those sites, and that was my intention.
Mission accomplished.
If you guys Google ShamWow's website, that was my inspiration. It was challenging for me to make something and look that much like hot steaming garbage. So thanks for noticing.
And now that the vault is for now over, Doc will be probably. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. He may have
Yeah.
other things to
He's
say.
dead. Is he dead? What?
No, he's alive.
Oh, he's alive.
He's just
Yeah.
poor right now.
Yeah,
You guys
he's got
deluded
plenty of
him.
time for the tweeter, so he can do some twits.
Some twits on the tweeter.
we
Did you guys ever sleep? It seemed like someone was always
No.
watching. No.
Definitely not.
were
No,
all awake. The
I
whole
still
time.
haven't. I no longer know how to sleep.
Yeah. Watch the fellowship, but reading the clues and become sidetracked sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, it was funny the things that we'd get stuck on. We would plan clues that were like, all right, they'll get this, and then we'll put something in that's maybe a little tricky. Like level 10 is a great example, right? We thought, oh, it's there is no Cal level. They'll all fall for that. They'll think that's the instant victory, but really, what the secret is to do staying alive. And I think it was like 10 minutes or something before someone had solved. The whole community had found it out super quick. But then other things are like, oh, it's a piece of cake. They'll get this.
Yeah.
And then it'll be 48 hours later or something, and they're still working on it.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think one of the reasons level 10 was solved so quickly is because of level 9 before it.
Everyone's just amped.
Everyone's amped,
Yeah.
and they're like, every hero's like thoughts had been put into like this, like your mind had been sharpened for like 48 hours of trying to beat level 9. You got to 10 and you're like, we're just going to dominate this. And I think, and they take such different styles of thinking, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
The literal clue is the thing that seems to stump people, which is fascinating. Because like always your friend was the URL. Like it was the answer,
URL.
right? Like, and someone I think posted the screenshot of the Soraya will always be your friend
Multiple people.
within like a couple hours.
Anytime something like that would happen, I would freak out. Like, oh no, they
They
figured it out so quickly, and then it would be ignored.
I think there was someone who, for the Halo, the final thing with the 2 fire emojis, someone tried it on the Vault MC meeting to be like, someone's gonna solve it. They tried the 2 fire emojis on /the Vault, and they didn't try it on.
Because in tandem, we were working on like that video announcement that we made, and like we had some other things we were doing at the same time. What was I gonna say? It was interesting watching like level 9 specifically. You guys really got stuck on that one for a long time, and I think people started to beat themselves down and they were discouraged, and then you got it, and just like the elation that came out in the community was cool to see.
Write a program that could input text in and would output lead speak. We probably should have.
It was a pure organic job, like those organic stones.
Yeah, exactly. It was organic.
Yeah.
We didn't decide that Spark would speak and lead speak always until a little later, so wouldn't have the skill of writing and lead speak, so that would be a problem.
We did get some very interesting DMs that people would send to us in ciphertext
Ciphers
that we would then have to go and decode.
Yeah.
We would just DM us and we'd have to crack that. So it's fun.
Let's see. Reactions, level the script. 337 boy was mine. Way back. You can talk about this, Spark. Did you have visibility to all the crazy paths people try? StashInvest.com.
I would share them
Definitely.
publicly with everyone. Every
Yeah.
URL, failed email, every path, everything. There are some good ones. You guys are very creative.
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to you.
You have all the failed
Very good.
emails too? That's
All the
hilarious.
failed emails, yeah.
My favorite email to 1337 was the Great Chicago Fire
Yeah.
as a solution. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I might still
That
get
person
around-
tried a lot of really clever things. I don't want to call them out as if
Yeah.
that was bad. They tried like 50 or 60 things, and then they were like, the Great Chicago Fire.
Chicago deep dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could see people's thought process. Like they would go down that track. Like, okay, we had a private Slack channel where we would discuss like how the users are going and where they're getting close. And occasionally you would see some person's thought process getting close. They'd try the fire emojis or something, and I would occasionally say, all right, 5 minutes, they're going to get to the next level, and then it would just kind of veer off the wrong way, and they'd work on something else.
I think at some point I might want to make a video of all the incorrect emails we received, just because I think it'd be funny for you guys to see.
Yeah, that would be funny.
There's some good ones.
Can we have a contest where someone can win a real manual? We need a contest.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could give you like printable templates or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
we could do that.
Yeah. Quiz time. What is? No, just kidding.
So, what would have happened if someone found Dompe's house within 5 minutes? You said the house wasn't how it is now. With the current house, you could theoretically solve the vault within 10 minutes. I disagree. You couldn't solve it because you need the email. And so the puzzles are always built to be like, yes, there are multiple paths, but you have to kind of go through everything. And without solving the cipher, no way to, like, if you found first, there's no way to there's nowhere to send the secret. And then you also don't have the second secret to do, which is through the cipher. So
Yeah. And not going to tell you guys what was originally going to be there because it might be in the vault too. Who knows?
yeah. I would take us to reconnect the Cheshire Cat picture from all the images. I think we talked about that. We knew it was a long time. We hoped it was a solution for whoever got it first. We also saw that kind of as an individual challenge where you guys worked together on it. But if someone wanted to go do it and just kind of be a boss, they could and maybe kind of take the end for themselves.
About how it would have been a cool experience if, I mean, you can speak to it, puzzle, kind of like a Google Doc where everyone could be together.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do, but we were all short on time. And all our sort of approach to clues, when we found out that there was a community behind all this, was anything that embraces the community is a good thing. And if we can encourage that, that's great. So the original, what we wanted to get with the puzzle was like a site that maybe you all go to, and then maybe you can move. Yeah, sharing is caring. Exactly. You can move one piece. 5-minute timeout, and then someone else has to move a piece.
Yeah.
And I think throughout the whole process, one of the priorities for us was like, does this help the community, or does this help just like be like steaming ahead?
Yeah. For an email alert or something for the Vault 2 so we don't miss it. And then there's a related question. Can we have an ETA on the Vault 2? I guess we can say probably this year.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, our CEO earlier was like, yeah, the dog days of summer. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. But maybe.
Yeah.
Probably this year, though.
When we know something, we can let people know something. And as for like an email alert, we'll message everyone when it's on its way. We'll give plenty of heads up. And also, I would recommend, if you don't subscribe to the Reddit, post marketing-y stuff or anything in there. So, you're not going to get like crap sent to you, but we'll obviously post about any news related to the Vault 2 there. And it would be the same with this Discord. So these channels are not going to become places where we send other things. They're exclusively meant for this. So what else do we have? The evening chat. Cutest pun. I'm glad someone likes French.
Je m'appelle fromage.
After a while, did you start telling us to use the clues and be a hero for laughs, knowing we were going to freak out?
Yeah, where did that come from? It's one of my favorite things.
I think it comes back to what you said about us with the best intentions, trying to like guide people down the path and saying, just use the clue. If we ever said use the clues, it's because and they were going down rabbit holes.
Yeah.
So it's like, but sometimes we would say use the clues, or we'd even drop a new clue, and people get frustrated, like, oh, they're dropping new hints now. I don't know what to work on. It's like it was always trying to guide the community towards a solution.
Yeah. A way of us helping, like the hero, like the X or the crossed swords. It was us trying to help, get people away from spiraling out. I think it goes back to the thing we talked about, where like a clue sometimes sends people closer, and sometimes it just like sends them into outer space.
Yeah.
If you ever saw us being really active in the swords or X, it's because we saw things going really awry, and we didn't want to waste too much of your time.
Is there anything you wish you'd done differently? Maybe the press bit.
Yeah.
I think we could have done differently. We didn't really know what that was going to play out like. It was great to have Toby join in, and then the Go Nintendo podcast. They were awesome. We probably should have gone after more people like that, and like screw. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. They're great publications, but like
really great.
Yeah, really great. But they're probably not right for this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you make a new ARG for how much longer will this go? I think we're going to stop in about 23 minutes at 8:30. new ARG for release of other investments or for promotional causes, and how many people ran the whole thing.
Ran the
I
whole
think
thing.
they're saying how many people beat it in its entirety. I haven't looked.
Oh. And there the emails.
We've gotten a bunch of people who've emailed, but I haven't looked at the numbers. There can be only one. Yeah,
I'm a TV.
I'm a TV did it. Would we release new ARG for other investments? Yeah, I think so.
Really good mechanism to make the use case to our bosses to be able to do something like this.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's something that maybe didn't get insight to, is that this was new for us as well. This is something that we had never tried before. And, this isn't the normal way that we campaign stash or a new product launch or a new investment launch. So for us to do something new was super exciting for us.
Yeah.
And just looking at the community and everything that's come out of it is super rewarding. And,
Our very first high level idea was simply we need to work together to unlock new investments. And that was it. It was never immediately an ARG. That's what it turned into.
Level-based question. Were we always able to get past the coming soon page even before the date? Yes.
yes, you were.
You were.
Path continues.
Yeah, we never said the word date anywhere. So I don't know if that's
It was
annoying.
path.
Yeah.
But that was where the game really scaled up, right? That's like a tricky thing, and it points to the Halo Championships, which we had as that clue we knew about, and then after that, that Zelda level, obviously you guys struggled with. That was really tough level. We knew that the game scaled up in difficulty after that.
Yeah.
So
The path is where that one guy in Texas gave up as well.
Yeah.
Because he
Texas
solved
is
up to there.
done.
And he's like, I'm out. He's like, I'll come back in 2 weeks. And we're like, yes.
We messed with Texas.
Yeah, we messed with Texas big time.
will some of the original information in the vault be useful in Vault 2? We don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't invented it yet.
Don't
guys.
don't delete your notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I would
we
say.
haven't written any new puzzles, but we have ideas around how things could loosely work. But literally, we've put 1 minute of work into it.
Yeah, exactly. 1 minute.
We're all going on a collective vacation for a few months.
What were your favorite moments of the contest? That's a good question from Philosophus, our minstrel.
So
Do it.
I like the moments
I'll be
of
back in a
just
sec.
absolute chaos where I like the conspiracy. So one example is when we wanted to announce, I think we wanted to announce that Barricados had mentioned, I think it was the Diablo PDF.
Oh, right.
And we
Yeah.
wanted to give a
Oh,
reference
man.
that
You stole mine. But keep going.
Right.
Yeah, this is
like, oh hey, Barricados has mentioned this in the past, so we're gonna hide his name in a JPEG file.
yeah,
I think
I was
it
like, I got this idea. We can put,
yeah,
we can make them
Put
change the
this-
JPEG into a text file.
Right,
and put a
and put
copy
this
in there.
and then sure enough, we leaked the clue. I think it might have been Darpay that leaked it. The whole community just turned on this
Yeah.
guy. Like,
Yeah.
you're a plant. You
Yeah.
work for Stash. If you don't work for
Guys.
Stash, how did your name get on his official website? Stash.com.
I promise I don't work for Stash.
Yeah. We had to quickly post an announcement, actual disclaimer. Barricados does not work
Yeah,
for Stash.
We were like, this is both hilarious and amazing, and I feel kind of bad about it. It played out okay.
Yeah, it worked out.
But initially, it was a little touch and go.
Yeah, it was touchy. When the fellowship turns on itself, those were the best moments for me. Or can I give another one? I got another one lined up here.
You're
It was
gonna
when-
steal my second one, right?
Fritz Bits.
Yes.
Oh, you
Go.
tell- you
No,
tell.
you go. You got it. You're doing great.
when Fritz Bits sold. It was very funny. When Fritz Bits sold, what was it, Act 1 of the Vault?
We got the
He
email.
got the
We got
email,
the
right? He said, all right, guys.
All
So
right,
they didn't
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to
Giant wink.
bed. And we sent him a response, which I'm not sure whether he got or not, which was it was the We sent him something in response.
It was to Ancients, like
It was his head start, right?
this head start. The secret path continues. Secret path continues. You have a head start.
So he said, "I'm going to bed."
I'm going to bed.
And we watched this whole encounter take place. We're
But
like,
then
"Nah,
we
he's
real-
not getting away
We
with that."
realized that he didn't see the hint in the email because we did the white on white.
That was-
I didn't even know that you did that. So I was like, oh.
Well, he came out and was like, Crispus was like, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
Right, because we didn't intend to drop that there was a head start, but when you saw Fritz Spitz going to bed, we were like, "All right, we got to tell
All
the
right.
fellowship."
Vault blooper reel. I want that manual. Caring. If there were multiple routes and we only found one, what were the other routes, and how would we have used those to win? Cheshire Cat route, rumor and specific. Talk about what you found, because we'll only confirm what is there. But there's the level route, which you guys got to the letters, which is a pretty obvious one and intended. There's the stash. Let's call them paths actually, because that's what we use them as. Stash path, which goes to the Ark code, which goes to Dompe's, and then the other path is that you guys discovered is the fire emojis. Because no one's asked about it, which I think is worth talking about.
About the emoji?
Just fire, and Halo, and so those appear in the spectrogram in the Megamix, and the Megamix was kind of a hint. It was kind of an entire game hint, and if you look at the end of actually good song from Mega Man X plays, and once that starts playing, ASCII art appears, which is a Halo ring, which is giving you that password for the Ark and also telling you about the Halo level. Fire emojis appear, and then the song ends, and then it says "Send the secret," right? And that "Send the secret" only appears once in there, which no one ever really keyed on, that it only is in one place. The other thing repeats, and then right after that, you actually hear the sniper rifle reload, scope in, and fire twice. And that was supposed to be kind of another tie-in, that fire emoji appears twice and then the sniper fires twice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually telling you what level it's on. And then the same thing happened.
Those sounds were built right into the level.
Built right into the level. You can hear them. And then in the hot mix, emojis, the first spectrogram after Stay a While and Listen is the two fire emojis. And the riddle of the first of that formidable buried story constructed are the final secrets. First two things in the hot mix. So when people found that was the buried story, we thought that someone would be like, okay, first of, you just taken that, you would have put those in. That was kind of some of the thinking around that. Will the Vault 2 have a prize? I'd assume so. Sure.
No guarantees.
We don't know, but
Maybe.
probably. Contingency plan. After embracing the Discord. No.
Little trolling it was, honestly.
There's that Bulldog character, remember, that came in? I think Barricado's booted. Iron Fist.
Yeah,
No, in a great way.
he was brilliant. Thank you, Barricados, and all
very,
the other mods.
very kind.
You guys did
King.
such a good job.
Yeah. I'm 285 messages behind. Did we surpass or underperform your expectations?
Absolutely.
Let's do a fire round here since we
Fire round, hit me.
Okay. Question in 3 things. I can't promise that we'll see it because I'm scrolling through tons. What software did you use to encode images into the audio?
It's a website. If you Google, so I'm Aphex Twin, the band, but they were the first people to encode images and text and spectrograms. So if you Google Aphex Twin text spectrogram, it'll go in.
It was more of a
You'll find
rubber fist. You guys are funny.
Although the vault is still accessible, aspects relied on Discord live content, audio streams, response from the community to passwords, etc. I think we all feel there's more content to discover, but with some of these channels closed, is said content lost forever. None of the channels are closed. People can't post to them. If you click on the archive on the left, you can access them. We just didn't want people to post in them because actually it pushes the necessary content farther back. Also, there's the Clue Mega Thread, which has everything that's really relevant and needed to solve the vault. So yes, the live interaction is gone, but obviously that's just a practical concern.
Whatever happened to Parzival?
Parzival,
That's one of
can I
my
say,
questions.
Parzival is one of my favorites. Who
I always
made me
assume-
laugh time and time again.
I always assumed that they like came back with a different username.
Yeah,
Yeah, there were. I think if I would notice there were 2 or 3 Parzivals. Maybe it was just a Ready Player, it was a timely
it-
reference.
yeah.
But there were a number of Parzivals that joined.
or
Yeah.
I remember you asked a question to me because there was like suddenly Parzival had like you said did
Yes.
Parzival evolve because it was like Parzival
I didn't know who it was.
86G. and,
I've never seen Ready Player One.
Will you come back to Discord just to chat? Turn for our daily moo.
Yeah,
Daily
be mooing.
Do they pay you? Not enough.
All right, we're caught up, I think. Okay, we're caught up. So we've got 12 more minutes. Let's see, what do you guys want to talk about? Someone post something. Troll. It was very funny. I think Parzival got upset when Doc turned into nothing because people analyzed static for 2 days.
Doc replaced Parzival in many ways.
In many ways.
Doc played the role that Parzival was playing.
And the static we felt so bad about. Like we tried to get you guys off the static. But you definitely can see shapes if you look at it.
Yeah.
Favorite
Listen.
current game? I've been playing Zelda on Switch. Or Switch. Twitch. There it is.
And Diablo 3, the Necromancer, got a new hardcore hero. I play some Overwatch.
I'm not a gamer, believe it or not. I don't. I'm not much of a gamer. I just made the vault.
Okay.
You wrote a lot of the Zelda puzzles.
Any 60. I was a 64 kid, so any Nintendo 64 reference, I jumped on. So you can blame me for level 9.
Spark knew all of
so
the
tricky.
Ocarina songs by heart.
Yeah. That's the one game we didn't have to Google at all because Spark like could literally just play them
That's
on
so
command.
funny.
Yeah.
Play that one again.
It's on time. I got you.
Riddle you haven't solved. Little B asked this. What was that referring to? On the scope in chief level, right? So let's just go to. I'll explain this quickly because I actually think I'm a TV's write up was really great.
Yeah,
37 page write up.
Yeah,
I just want to call that out. That was awesome. So there's that riddle from 1 add 2, and there were a lot of meanings in there. And we were very careful about where the numbers 1, 2, and 3 appeared. If you noticed, we didn't really put a lot of, I don't think we put any other numbers as kind of like really laid out and defined in the source code.
Well, there were the source numbers.
The source numbers, of course. But from 1 meant from level 1, as that's the beginning. And that's also said secrets lie ahead. And you're looking for a secret on the letters. So it's that from 1 meant from level 1. It also meant from page 1 of the Diablo manual. 2, and that's level 3. And then page means 2 things, right? Which means the URL, like, the web page, and then also, I think, if you look at the scope in chief level, the first one was a definition of a URL path. So it's if you take that and then you add a riddle you haven't solved. The idea was if you hadn't solved the fire emoji riddle, if you had 2 of those, essentially you're going to get to the next path. So it was just kind of figure out what hadn't you solved and add it to the path from 1 add 2. And then the other way was to literally add 1 and 2, and that leads to the yellow brick road. And obvious path, noob, was the S on the map, and the not obvious path was 413 West Dompe's house.
My favorite thing that I told you to write as Dompe was, is that a snake? That's scarier. Something like that.
Is that a snake?
Yeah,
And then I'm a TV included it on, on his.
I love making Dante just really innocent.
I know.
It's really
He
friendly,
is.
provincial guy.
Well, you had that great point, Spark, when someone said like, "Oh my God, that's Dompe's handwriting."
Yeah.
Us with like a blunt
Just typing
pencil.
in a different way.
Yeah, right.
People get so attached to him.
start playing God of War like me. Alan, you bought God of War, right?
I didn't, but one of our custodians at the office here are off about it, and I think I might have to pick it up.
That's
soon.
next.
Yeah.
We got 7 minutes. Original soundtrack or song? 3.
There it is.
If you heard Terran 3 playing, I was on Stash Official just jamming it every time. Once Barricado set up the music channel, and people kept being like, "Oh, are these clues?" I'm like, "No, it's just Terran 3
Just jam.
over and over again."
My favorite song is NBA Jam when you're going through the setup before you start a game. I just really like bass.
What about
I love the entire Perfect Dark soundtrack.
you?
Electro 90s beats. It's just
That was a game we
absolute
talked
fun.
about adding.
Yeah, I think we kind of covered it with the GoldenEye thing.
Thanks
So
for hanging.
Sort of the unofficial sequel to GoldenEye.
Someone now.
So, how are you?
Let's see. Someone Cole just tagged every Parzival in the chat.
At
That's
Parzival.
great.
Are there really multiple?
Yeah, there's a few. Professional college majors, and did you help you in creating the vault? No.
What was it?
No,
College
they
majors?
Yeah, not really.
My college majors didn't help me in my job, let alone.
I mean, I was a business econ major, so no.
Yeah, I was communications. So
I studied architecture, so not very much at all.
Architecture of games, right?
Architecture, software architecture.
I mean, I feel like it's just like reading and playing and being involved in these
just
worlds.
spending too much time.
I was always
playing
obsessed with the lore of games. I mean,
yeah.
I'm a big story person, and like Diablo obviously plays a huge part in that, and that was because I was always thought it was just amazing that they created these like what you're talking about today, Spark, like these franchises that last 20 years
Right.
and have these Halo. It's like these massive worlds that are just totally different, and so getting into those is probably the best thing.
I think I'm a little older than you guys, but original NES was the system that was the first one I had. And like having hidden levels and like warps and stuff, and then Zelda, and then A Link to the Past and SNES. Like, I just always really appreciated games that had puzzles and kind of hidden Easter eggs.
Next question, which is, what is your favorite old school game? I loved, I don't know if this is that old school, but I loved the original Donkey Kong. That game was amazing. Like Mega Man X, actually, that would be my pick. That's the only, I wanted that in this. That was my favorite. You got, yeah.
Which is why that's in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Ocarina of Time for me. That's all time.
So good. Can we get a Fallout integration with the Vault type theme in the Vault too? It's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, keep the ideas coming.
Who decided to kill off Darpay?
That's a good question. Just quickly on Cole's about the $10 promotion. If you emailed in with the wrong account, just email in with the right account.
Email has to match the email you signed up with Stash on.
Yeah.
And then we can credit it to everyone else should have got it this morning.
Dompe, Doc.
Doc, yeah, Doc.
Right?
Blame Doc.
Yeah, it was totally Doc.
Yeah.
We had nothing to do with it.
That guy's a real bozo.
Real bozo, real loser. You'll see him if you watch the video. He does appear. He has a cameo.
If you guys didn't realize that.
If you didn't realize that in the video for Vault, the Vault ending with I'm a TV. Time. Spark. Well, why don't you just say it?
Spark. So I'm an engineer at Stash. I built the technical side of things. Built the vault and the vault side of thing.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the legends.
The legend of the vault.
So I'm Alan. Alan Termite, which is an alias that I've had for years now. I had another alias on Twitter, private now, but it was just "see you there, dude." And like anytime I saw a tweet of someone being like, "I want to see this band on Friday night," I would just respond, "See you there, dude." But yeah,
those were earlier times. So Alan Termite is creative director at Stash. I designed all the UI, helped write puzzles. That's my bedtime.
Dompe, I'm just a writer here, and do a bunch of I guess for this did a bunch of puzzle writing and then character writing with all of you lovely folks in the Discord and on Reddit.
Oh, I have one other funny point.
Go.
Someone in the Discord discovered my real identity, and they they posted a screenshot from my design portfolio that I literally haven't updated in like 5 years, and in it, the screenshot was of this Instagram widget. It's broken, so that also hasn't updated in like 5 years. So it was like a screenshot of this old photo that I took around the neighborhood that I live in Brooklyn, and what they said, but it was probably to the effect of, "Oh yeah,
Thanks, Philosophers.
Thank you.
what does it mean? What does this upside down building mean?" I don't know. I just
Use the clues.
yeah.
Use the clues. Use the
Be a
moves.
hero.
Use the moves.
Use the moves.
Yeah.
Move on over out of my personal
The
portfolio.
His personal Instagram is not, it's not even,
I don't know. Maybe Vault 2. I'll try it.
we'll hide some clues in the
Okay, a couple other questions. Is there going to be a new theme for Vault 2? If that's talking about theme song, I don't know. And if that's talking about theme,
Do we have a theme
I don't
song?
know. Yeah, I don't know if we have a theme song.
We do. We have that.
The 8-bit.
So we bought the track that plays in level 10, that epic orchestral tune.
Masterpiece.
Ma-
That's how we
Masterpiece.
found it. Did we Google that name?
We probably googled
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
And then there's-
masterpiece.
and then there's
epic music.
And then there's the 8-bit, and then there's the winning track.
Oh yeah.
We got like 3. We'll see. We're gonna learn everything, use everything we learn in the Vault to improve the Vault 2, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. If we do it right.
Yeah, that's the goal for sure. We'll take a couple more. How did the rotation work for monitoring the Discord? Was it one very determined person who never slept? No, I think it was everyone doing it. I mean, I did most of the writing for it. That's what I do, but it was everyone kind of collaborating.
Yeah, we have a channel in our thing called Vault Attack Squad. So we would meet in there during whatever ungodly sometimes hour something was going down, and we would say.
Yeah, I remember one
And
night.
Dompe just went to town.
I remember one night going to bed at 1 and waking up at 4:30. I think.
Yeah.
To be
But
in.
it definitely wasn't shifts. Like we didn't.
No.
We were probably all awake
Just-
all the time.
yeah.
First weekend, I was up till at least 4 in the morning,
Oh.
just reading,
Just reading.
just reading what these
Messing
crazy theories.
Oh.
We were all up all the time.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised how little sleep we've got.
it was so little. When you guys were talking about, this is serious, when you guys were talking about husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends hating you, I think we were in the same boat. We were like,
Yeah.
I was moving.
What are you looking at?
Yeah. In bed, like,
Yeah.
girlfriend's like, what the hell are you doing?
I remember early on one guy said, I haven't gone to work in 2 days. I'm working on the bolts. I'm going to crack this thing. I'm a TV. Best IRG I've played so far. Well, you would say that, wouldn't you? I'm a TV.
Yeah.
It went really well for you.
Well,
Yeah, it worked.
all right, we'll take one last question. Whoever types fastest. This will be Dompe style.
First person to say me.
Yeah, first person to say me.
Yeah,
Are
rude.
you? Is your ambassador?
What does his voice sound like? He
Does Dompe have a
speaks in
voice?
subtitles.
Here we go. I'm gonna post the vault video because it seems like some people haven't. It's the Temple of Time. If no one's seen this,
The well. Blame Parzival for digging into the well.
Face body.
That's one of my favorite things.
That was the best.
That was very funny.
I keep using the phrase. That's one of my favorite things.
Is that the pin in the merchandise?
Yeah. So,
Dig every well.
yeah, in the merch, like if you guys have seen that, that's literally us just making things because we want them to exist. Because we thought it was fun.
Okay.
Shop.stashinvest.com.
A couple quick questions. What was the rupee on the wall and the sunglasses gif in Dompe's room for? That was a joke. Sunglasses gif.
Yeah.
The rupee on the wall now goes to this link.
Oh, it's sunglasses
being
Giphy.
posted.
Yeah. That was kind of like a throwback to the Star Fox clue, which was Giphy search term spin. I don't know. As searches on Giphy and sunglasses was appropriate.
It was
so
funny as hell.
went for it.
We wanted to make Dompe cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dompe is cool.
It was really fun to illustrate a cool Dompe.
I don't know why
So
you
thanks
guys
for
are
giving me
talking
the
about me
opportunity.
in the third person. I'm right here.
I made you look pretty sweet.
Yeah. That
Slick.
that link we just posted is the solution if you do the Temple of Time now, which we wanted it to be cool to get to and not just post a random link. That also now, if you click the rupee in Dompe's house, goes there. And if you look the word hero, you can click that page and that shows you a video. Someone had asked about the final theme. So if you click the word hero, it'll show you the video for the kind of the ending cutscene.
To reiterate, we aren't recording this, so we'll post it in Discord and on the Reddit.
Yeah. Can you dig into the well?
There
There it
Is
is.
that how we're ending this?
That's how
Can
we're
you dig
gonna
into
end it.
well? We tried.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Talk about digging in general.
Yeah, let's talk about digging.
Dirt. And you just got to move it.
That's about it. Mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know that digging at midnight or whatnot, or that exactly how it would all work out. We wanted to do a clue that was live. That and so, real shovel, and someone came. We have the shovel still. Someone
Yeah.
just asked.
My favorite idea that I came up with during this entire game was white.
Yeah, now that he's dead.
The ghost shovel.
Ghost shovel.
The ghost.
Yeah, we had Dompe paint his own shovel.
Yep.
He had a face mask and everything.
Under
Where'd
my
you pen
desk.
that? Was your pen on the
Staff was dropping like flies. We went to the storage closet and found some reefs from what must have been our holiday party, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's like, this would make a really great funeral wreath.
So our office is right on top of Home Depot. I actually went down and bought a shovel from Home Depot.
Isn't that,
I don't know what work he did
Isn't
that
that
day, but he went
the worst?
downstairs and
like, Doc,
bought a shovel.
what a terrible employer.
Yeah.
Hey, Dompe, dude, go buy your own dang
I don't know
shovel.
if you were reimbursed for that, but you went.
I
Is
have
it an
to
expensive
I have
shovel?
to- it was a medium expensive, moderately
Top of the line.
expensive.
I feel like Dompe would have a top of the line.
Top
shovel.
of the
He'd
line.
have-
Yeah,
He
really
takes
nice.
pride in his work.
Yes.
It's pretty good. How tall is Dompe? It's kind of a shorter shovel.
He's a shorter.
He's a big dude. Oh, so that's another Easter egg. Is that the hole back to the vault
What's he gonna say?
is
Oh.
tiny, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He's
you-
huge.
you said
Oh.
Dompe's show.
The
I remember
entrance
you
to the vault
floated the
is
idea that
really
Dompe is
tiny.
huge. Like
He's-
Dompe's like 10 stories tall.
He's gigantic.
Because when you get to his house, the path back to the vault is like
Right.
is like
It's a little
covers the
mouse.
skirting.
hole.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
mouse hole,
I
right?
had to snake through there.
You heroes are
Like a
very
map.
small
Yeah, compared to Dompe.
compared to Dompe.
Dompe, very big dude.
He's a-
He
absolutely.
is a ghost. That is true. He can pass through.
Yeah.
Man,
Except he's gone now. We don't know where Dompe is.
I love science.
Yeah. Dompe is missing currently, for anyone asking. And what became of the fish we had? The fish was a signature of, that was a symbol of a user password. So you use the fish, and then you use the fish to answer user passwords again.
We did create user passwords on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Based on we're talking about, we were like, oh, they're totally gonna try this password. Let's do something funny.
Yeah. And the idea with fish was basically, right, fish swim together to protect themselves against predators. So it was like this idea of, yes, you guys could sit in there with 3 or 4 of you and try to guess, but it would be a lot harder to figure out the password versus you had 50 guesses. Exactly what happened is eventually one person got the password and then the rest of you got it. And they shared with you, which was cool.
Oh, I'm a TV. Should that be our final question?
Yeah, I'm a
It's
TV
not,
shit.
it's a final question. What a party? We all got to his house and he's gone. Did we get stood up?
Little B has a theory that Doc got Dumpe, which the chronicler, I think, would agree with.
I guess you'll have to wait till the vault
The
2.
Vault 2. All we can say is that
It's
we
so
don't know where
wild.
Dumpe is.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while,
We
except
haven't
that he's
seen
sitting right next to me. So it's more I can hear him.
Yeah.
I'm on that invitation as well. It's a shame that he wasn't even there.
It takes Dumpe a long time to write, if you can't tell. A very long time.
Tompe never gave us his hook shot. Oh man.
There's a couple practical questions, which I guess we'll answer. All right, we're going to end it at 45, so we've got 5 minutes. Did you look into all our Google Docs sheets and PDFs we shared? Yes.
Yes.
They're
all
awesome.
the time.
Never
It was
edited
mainly-
or obviously did anything like that.
We just wanted to see how you guys work together, and then we saw what you guys were doing, and we're like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
It was more just us being in awe.
Yeah, it was impressive. Will you reuse this Discord heroes role? Yes, C-Line, that's the idea. The second the vault was solved, we took note of everyone who was already here, workers included, but we made them original heroes because they joined. And
Some
If
people
there's
just
Vault 2,
aren't
we'll
big
do that.
typers.
yeah, some people don't
Yeah.
like typing.
Yeah, Alan Termite hates typing.
All right, well, I think that's it. Doesn't look like there's. Are we gonna do another AMA? Not on this. Stay tuned.
This is
Yeah.
my first AMA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my first AMA also.
How about you, Spark?
Any
No, never
Never
AMA'd.
made.
Never been asked anything.
Anything. I'm just sitting here waiting for the
So many
questions to
questions.
come, and they haven't until now.
Did you use any sort of automation to interact with the community past now?
Oh,
Nope.
all manual.
All manual.
Did you put a dump emoji?
Everything we do is manual.
Everything is
Everything.
manual. We don't know how to do things automatically.
Spark might.
Kind of my job. Literally my job.
The ring was always the password. The other passwords, we saw that you guys were going to ask other passwords, so we wanted to have clever responses. So yeah, those were kind of.
We're all hiring. Yes, we
Yes.
are. Best job ever at stashinvest.com or go to stashinvest.com.
Is that the URL?
That is how you
Wait,
are.
say that
That's
one
the
more
email.
time.
Best job ever.
At stash.
Ever at
Oh, it's an
stashinvest.com.
email.
Yeah.
Huh, I have one of those.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to discover it for yourselves. Or you can go to stashinvest.com/jobs or /careers. I set up the redirect so you can do.
Nice job. I'm typing.
And it is the best job ever. Come work at Stash. It's
Uh-huh.
awesome.
There it is.
It's not on the website yet, but
That's
I am
great.
hiring an art director and designer. Yeah, that.
Art director, design.
If you need code, we'll be hiring a web engineer real soon.
Thanks everyone. Heroes, been awesome. You guys are made this. Anything else you want to say?
There's one last question. What is this?
Yeah.
This is.
Use the arrow keys.
Yeah, yeah. Follow the light. You'll find your way.
Stay a while.
Yeah,
Stay a while.
I just said for real though, I'd love a job where I could do something like this. Just to be clear, we do other things. So like, you know, this was again a passion project that we worked on the side, and then a big part of our jobs
Yeah.
once it launched.
I think we're really fortunate here that clearly we're doing everything with Stash as you guys know it beyond the ARG.
Yeah.
But pretty legit in that we can have wild ideas and throw them at them and they actually hear us out. So
Yeah.
we're fortunate in that capacity.
I think that's it. Who's in charge of this? Who came up with it? It's everyone. It's all of us.
Yeah, including you. You guys are in charge of it.
Yeah,
too.
you guys were in charge of it in many ways more than we were, I feel like. guys, we're gonna sign off. We're gonna go get some dinner or something.
Oh
But,
yeah, I could totally eat some food.
yeah. Thanks everyone. We will catch you later. Check back here for new updates on the Vault or the Vault 2. You can. I would advise you to stay in these channels because we won't be posting other useless stuff. So we won't spam you. We promise. So
Keep
if there's
moving.
anything here, your own ARGs, share them with us. If there's anything else you want to talk
That'd
about,
be sweet.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. We saw some people doing that. If there's anything else, Moo Farm will stay open. Yes, and access is only to original mooers. Access has been closed to new users, just so you know. So we'll be in there from time to time too, with a couple puns. So, good
Thanks,
night,
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.